Back with another poem by Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal. This poem is it's very powerful, and the message it has in it. It's a very strong message, or I should say the punch that it has in it. It knocked me over. When I first read it, and I can tell you that the entire social system on which our society, and by our I mean the Pakistani society, is built, it knocks over that entire social system on which our Pakistani society is built. Okay, what do I mean by the social system? It's called casteism. Okay, we practice caste system, and we all know that caste system is foreign to the religion that we associate with. Okay, it doesn't belong to Islam. So this poem, it builds on arguments, and then in the very last end, Iqbal takes his, the punching glove, and it knocks over the entire social system that we are, we follow, and we adore, and we practice. So the poem is Al-Arzu Lilah. Okay, so this earth is God's. Okay, this earth is creators. This earth is Allah's. Okay, so it belongs to the creator. So so when the creator has given us a pair of eyes, and when we open our eyes, what do we see? We see an earth around us, and then we see the night sky, and we see all those stars, and and beyond. And we know that when we look at the night sky, we just see like a part of it. We don't see all the entire sky. And yeah, and so we are on earth, and then earth is in planet, in a solar system, and solar system is in Milky Way, and there are galaxies, and there are more galaxies, and billions of those galaxies. So it's a huge, it's we cannot even imagine how vast this universe is. And then there is something more into it. Okay, so now we know that the pair of eyes that Rabbul Alameen, the creator of seen and unseen, has given us, it's we are very restricted in our seeing, the ability of seeing. So we know that we only see things that fall into a very narrow range of frequencies, actually very narrow range of frequencies. Okay, so, and we cannot see, we are not, we don't have the ability to see the entire, what else is there. Okay, so that's why when Rabbul Alameen, he always says that seen and unseen. So for us, the scene appears to be vast. Okay, it's we cannot imagine how vast this universe is, but this is like nothing compared to what is unseen. So there is science there. And yeah, so this entire universe of that we can see, and then the more than that we can't see, it belongs to the creator, and he created it, and he created earth as well, the earth that we live on. Okay, so big thing, the title itself has a lot into it. Okay, so now Iqbal will build his argument, and we'll see what happens at the end. Okay, so पालता है बीज को मिट्टी की तारीकी में कौन. So Iqbal is talking to this to this person who, to the let me use this word. Okay, he is talking to a caste addict. He's talking to a person who believes in this system, and he is like up in that social hierarchy, the Vadera or Jagirdar, or Sardar, or whatever, the tribal leader or whatever, so is talking to that guy. So पालता है बीज को मिट्टी की तारीकी में कौन. Who feeds a seed in the darkness of a soil. So when we put seed into into the dirt, into the soil, it stays there in that darkness, but somebody feeds him, because that's when it comes out and it grows into an adult, a big tree. that has life in itself. Okay, so who feeds that seed, at the first place? Excuse me. कौन दरियाओं की मौजों से उठाता है सहाब? Okay, so we know that there are waves that are produced in in oceans and in rivers, and when the waves, the waves, they interact with one another, they hit each other, sometimes they get enlarged, okay, due to resonance, okay, so it increases their amplitude. So who produces this, the ocean waves? Okay, so there are little waves, and then sometimes they become like very big waves, they can develop into tsunamis and all that. Okay, and there is one more point into it. Okay, so the matter that we perceive, it's deep down, that matter, if you go into smaller and smaller and smaller particles, go to the subatomic level, then this distinction between matter and waves, it just it gets confusing, it disappears there. Okay, sometimes matter behaves as waves. So who brings this matter from waves? Okay, so waves, they can develop, they can appear as matter sometime, and so that point is also there. So कौन दरियाओं की मौजों से उठाता है सहाब? कौन लाया खींच कर पश्चिम से बादे साजगार? So who brings the wind, the wind of opportunities, the wind of possibilities, so who brings the wind of glad tidings, the wind that brings with it rain and water and hope for everybody from west. So who brings that, the clouds? Who brings those? Who pushes, those clouds? खाक ये किसकी है? किसका है ये नूरे आफ्ताब? Whose soil is this? Whose dirt is this? To which you plant your seeds. The dead soil that you just you just see it, that it is completely dead. Okay, but then you put your seed in it, and then it develops into green field. It produces crops and trees and all that. So who does that? Whose is this the light that you see? The light which is actually the life that we have on earth, it's because of the sunlight. Okay, it's because if there is no sunlight, there is no life on earth. Okay, everything that we perceive through our the pair of eyes that we have, it's because because of the light, we see everything around us. So whose is this light? Whose is the source of light? The sun. Who's it belong to? So किसने भर दी मोतियों से खुशाए गंदुम की जेब? So you plant a seed, and then that seed develops into a full-grown crop, and then in that crop you have further seeds and fruit in it. Okay, so there is a continuation. So who fills, who repeats this cycle of life? Who does that? And मौसमों को किसने सिखलाई ये हुए इनकलाब? So who changes weathers? Okay, so you see, you have winter, and winter is in its full swing. Everything is cold, there is snow, and there is everything. And then comes like the summer, that is like an inqilab, a revolution. It comes and it changes the entire the landscape, the entire the winter, it just replaces it with spring, and then summer follows it. Summer replaces whatever spring had to offer, and then comes back the winter. So who does that? Who changes your weather? Okay, so these are the arguments that Iqbal is building. Okay, so he started with the entire universe that is seen, and then more than that we cannot see, because we are restricted by we are restricted in our seeing ability as humans. We don't have this. We see only a speck in this the entire thing that the Rabb has created. We don't see anything. As humans, we don't see much, but still what we have is vast. We cannot even imagine like how vast it is. Okay, so he starts from there, brings it to earth, that this earth belongs to the same Rabb, and then on earth, what do? You see weather's changing, you see crops growing, you see, you see life coming back from death, and then, things go back to death. And so there is these, entire, the changes, they're going on. So who does that? Who brings that, who brings that changes? It's Rab, it's Rab, the creator. Okay, so after giving all his arguments to this landlord, the landlord that is final product of caste system. Okay, so caste system has these landlords and, the sardars and vaderes and sains and chaudhries and all that, that are holding our society. Refuge, they are holding our society, they are, from last 70 years. And then the other extreme is the comings, the inferior ones, the workforce actually, so so he's talking to this landlord Vadera. So Iqbal presented all his arguments, to that Vadera, and then he took his glove, the punching glove, and he says, "Wo khudaya ye zami teri nahi, De khudaya ye zami teri nahi. That, oh landlord, oh the final product, the ultimate product of casteism, this earth, this does not belong to you. Okay, this earth does not belong to you. This earth tere aba ki nahi, teri nahi, meri nahi. Okay, this earth does not belong to your father. Okay, this earth does not belong to your father, and neither do I have any, any control, any right on this earth. Okay, it doesn't belong to me." So yeah, so that's Iqbal's Al-Arzu Lilah. I'm not sure if I have done, but I wanted to say, but the message that I got from this poem is that our society is built on a very wrong social system. We have those individuals that consider them, superior, based on to which family they are born. Okay, so this is against the system of Rabbul Alameen. He doesn't produce, he does not, give, someone doesn't come with a string attached to him, an inferiority or superiority string, and sometimes purity and impurity string, so Allah Mia doesn't produce, doesn't associate these strings. We as a society do that, and our society, the society that practices casteism, a caste system, is in direct, is disobeying Rabbul Alameen, So we need to think about it, we need to change this system. This system does not belong to the religion that we associate with. Okay, I'll stop here and I'll be back inshallah with another poem.